Welcome back to Women of His Word. Okay, so just because I have time right now, and y'all know I have said this so many times, as much as I'm okay recording while my children are in the same space, I don't mind. I don't care. But literally, sometimes they are so loud because they love to play. They love to just like run around and do stuff that I literally can't even remember my thoughts. So what I do is when I do have that chance to kind of just have that time to myself, those moments, I take full on advantage of that, and I get into deep prayer with the Father. I get into studying. I get into whatever the Father wants me to get into. Okay, so right now, as you can see, I have made, I think, 3 videos with the same shirt in the same setting. So this last one that I'm gonna make is something I was talking about in one of the other videos, is basically about making videos, okay, for doing anything in the public for this might be controversial and it might rub some people the wrong way. I don't know, I hope it doesn't, because genuinely it's just something that I've come to the understanding of for my own life. There are some people that believe that you have to be looking your best and always in your best outfit and always dressed up, always, you know, in perfect condition when you are doing things for I don't know where that comes from. I know that I have heard it many times in Sunday church, basically saying like, when you come to the house of the Lord, come all dressed up, make sure you come in your Sunday best, whatever, right? Now, I guess you can pinpoint that to like religious belief, right? Now, I am a person that I am so not perfect, okay? I love to dress up, especially dresses. I love dresses. I love to dress up. I love to look nice. But having 4 children and the lifestyle that I live, very few times in between the week where I find the time to dress up. Now, I could really push myself. I really could push myself to do everything. And the times that I do, I never get to actually record. And so I'm specifically talking about right now about recording, about making videos for So the times that I do, I never get to actually record. And it kind of frustrates me. And I'm like, like, I'm just trying to get ready to make this video. I did my hair, this, that, and the third. And now this comes up, that comes up, and I can't even make the video, right? So early on, I started to realize that the Father did not want me to worry about what I came on in front of this camera looking like, as long as I wasn't being distasteful, disrespectful, or disorderly in the way of my behavior, or being immodest in the sense of like showing things that I shouldn't be showing, right? Now, with that being said, he has actually shown me that he desires for me to just be me, to just be myself. And the thing with me and myself is I'm not always dressed up. I'm not always with my hair done. I'm not always, you know, looking my best. I can dress up nicely, and, you know, I'm not always looking like I just woke up. I'm not always looking a mess. But at the same time, there are times where the only time that I have to record are, you know, right after I just did prayer and reading from waking up, before my children get up, or, you know, after running a bunch of errands, or after cleaning the house all day or something. Like it's not this perfect lifestyle where I can just schedule things off all the time. I'm not saying that I can never do that, but it's not this perfect lifestyle where I can just schedule things off all the time and say, okay, well, now I'm going to do this, now I'm going to do that. So, and the thing is with the Holy Spirit, if you guys are, for those of y'all who are not aware, there's specific timing that has to put certain things out, because he knows that certain people need to hear it at specific times, right? And so there's some times where the Father is like urging me, like, you need to make this video now, and I gotta make the video. He's urging me to put out a word, and I gotta put out a word. He's urging me to warn people, and I have to warn people. And the thing is that is beside the fact of what I look like at that moment. Like, he really necessarily does not care. Now, does that mean that we are never supposed to take care of ourselves and value what we look like and all this stuff? No, absolutely not. We can see throughout different seasons of people's lives. We can see how Esther you know, went into the palace, and you know how they fixed her up and, you know, gave her, you know, the treatment of a potential queen and all of that, right? And she was somebody who was an orphan. And the same thing with like Ruth, right? And I think she told her to put on something nice, or some perfume or oil or something, when she went to go see Boaz, you know. And I think, you know, we need to just understand there are certain seasons of people's lives. I would love to be at a point in life where I can always come before this camera and be, you know, dressed, glammed up, you know, in a modest way, not in a very worldly way, but, you know, to be looking presentable all the time. I would love to be able to do that, but that's not my lifestyle right now. That's not the season I'm in right now. When I started to make videos, I did try to do that. I tried to make sure that I always had my hair done. I tried to make sure that I always had some nice clothing on, whatever, like something that looked presentable. And I quickly noticed how fast that was not going to work for me, and how it was the Holy Spirit convicting me to come as I was, because people need to know that not everybody has it together how others claim to. Not everybody has it together in every season of their life. And when I say have it together, I do not mean spiritually. You could see me looking like this, and yet I'll be the most spiritually intact that I've ever been in my life. So you don't want to judge people by their appearance and by what they wear. That is the silliest thing to judge somebody by. The silliest thing, that's just like numbers. The silliest things to judge people by are by what they're wearing, by their appearance, how you feel like they look to you, and by the way that they talk, meaning like their diction, what they're able to pronounce right, or, you know, where they came from, or the number of followers they have. All of these things are so foolish to Yah. This is why he uses the foolish to confound the wise. Do you understand? This is why he really specializes in bringing up people that nobody would have thought could have been something, that nobody would have thought could be worth using. This is why he does what he does. This is why he chooses the Davids out of all of the other brothers that that are strong and good looking and all this stuff, or, you know, whatever the case. And, you know, like, this is why he does that, because he uses those things to confound the wise. So I want to encourage whoever it is today. There are people that the Father is calling out to come out of hiding. There are people that the Father is calling out to come into the spotlight. I put videos out like this before, where the Father was impressing on my spirit through the Holy Spirit that there are a lot of people that he is calling out, his children who walk in spirit and truth, to speak, to come forth and to release the things that he has taught them, to release the words that he has put inside of them. And a lot of them are afraid simply because of what they look like, simply because of being afraid of showing up in front of the camera and everything not being perfect. Majority of the time it's not going to be perfect. Okay, there are some people that can pull it off. I'm not putting them down at all. What I'm not saying is that you're wrong because you like to show up looking nice and every video you're presentable and everything. I am not saying that, because there are some people that their lifestyles and the season of life that they're in can do that, and that's probably genuinely who they are. There are some people who genuinely just like to be put together all the time, and I'm not that type of person. I'm more of a comfortable type of person, that I like to dress up when I like to dress up, and I like to be comfortable when I like to be comfortable. But at the same time, that's just me. Now, there are people who dress up every day and they genuinely enjoy that, okay? And neither one of those things is wrong. What is wrong is when any of that becomes the reason behind everything that you do. Okay, oh, I'm only gonna speak a word when I look great. I'm only gonna speak a word when I'm really comfortable. I'm only gonna do something for Yah if my hair is perfect. I'm only gonna do something for Yah if XYZ, if I have all this makeup on and all these things. Like, this is when it becomes a problem. And that's when it started happening to me early on, is I was starting to think to myself, oh, I can only come on the camera and make a video when my hair is done. I can only come on when my children are really, really quiet. I can only do, like, no, that's not what Yah wants, okay? So just remember, he wants you to come as you are, and he will work out of you whatever he needs to work out of you. Just let yourself be used. Let yourself be a vessel, and let him use you. Let him use you for his purpose, okay? And his purpose does not wait for you to look perfect. Now, you can make sure that you look good all the time. And I know a lot of moms can relate when it comes to this, especially if you have multiple children. sometimes it's good to have that motivation to get dressed up and stuff. But I'm telling you, like, I have literally had the motivation, literally have gone out of my way many times to, like, okay, my hair is looking decent, you know, I have something on that I feel is presentable, to be in front of the camera, and then it doesn't work out for me. And so what do I have to do? Push through. I have to push through, and in whatever way that I can show up, just show up and be there, because I never signed this contract to look my best at all times. If anything, I think it is good when people can show who they really are, because I am somebody specifically that has in the past shied away from many things pertaining to God, because people always would show this kind of like how do you say it, perception that they had it always put together, that they always had everything put together, that everything was perfect. And it would make me look at my own life like, dang, like I have this going on, that going on, and it's not an excuse. Everybody does for their life what they feel like is important, and that's exactly what we all need to do. Everybody has a different life and it's in different seasons, so when we prioritize what's most important for us in those seasons, that's going to be what we need to focus on. So right now, my attire is not what I'm prioritizing in, because it is not the type of season that I'm in. What I'm not saying is that I won't come on here with my hair looking all done and, you know, wearing some really nice outfits from time to time or often. That's what I'm not saying because I'm a woman who likes nice things. I genuinely love to, you know, get my eyebrows done, to do my hair, to have a nice outfit. And I don't think that's wrong. That's not wrong at all. But in the same sense, it is not wrong if whatever I have on right now, if it is decent and still in other people's opinions, not the most pleasing thing to see. I mean, that's not something that I need to worry about. Okay, same thing with my hair. Like, I have seen people tear people up that go and do things for because of the way they look, and then instead of focusing on the message, instead of focusing on, let's say, the song, whatever, oh, why would they go up there, you know, not with a better hairstyle? Why this, why that? And it's like, what are we focused on? What are we focused on? You know what I'm saying? I beg to differ. There were literally people preaching and being used in prison chains for Yah's kingdom and purpose. There was literally a man that was living in the wilderness, eating honey and locusts and dressed in camel's fur. Can we stop? Can we really stop as a people? Like, can we really see people for who they really are, which is not the outer appearance? Literally, we are told not to judge by the outer appearance. Yeah, looks not as what is on the outside, but what is in the heart. What that doesn't mean is that he wouldn't tell you sometimes to dress up for a specific reason, to you know, dress nice, to dress in your, you know, kingly garments or queen garments, whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, when Yah uses people, stop looking at the outer appearance. There are people literally tattooed up from head to toe. Some people like hate the fact that I have this. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to hate it too. I still would be like, if I could take my tattoos back, I would. There's times where I've looked at my tattoos and I'm like, and I don't have a lot, praise God, because that's just my preference. I at one point I wanted a lot of tattoos when I was in the world, and I'm glad I didn't, because I literally genuinely regret them now. But that's me. But there are people that are tattooed from the face down, and people judge them because they look different than what they thought Yah would use. I hate that. And that's frustrating. That brings real righteous indignation to my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just stop. Like, stop being religious, people. Stop being, you know, stop being focused on the wrong things. It don't matter where somebody comes from, what somebody looks like. If Yah is using them, Yah is using them. And that's part of the reason other people hate too, because these people feel comfortable in their own skin for Yah to use them.